Alright, so welcome back to the garage. So this is the call in the garage, as you can see, and this will probably be the shortest garage visit that you'll ever see for me, because there's not really much I can say about the car. Why? Because it only faces other cars, like I said from the intro before. And by that, you don't have a special tactic that you can pass. For example, take the Leopard prototype A. This tank has a very good maneuverability. It has very good maneuverability. It's very dangerous versus heavy tank and slow tank destroyers, but it also has a big weak spot that it is very low armored. And by this, you have to take this into practice. This tank can be very dangerous, but you always have to move it around the battlefield and try to avoid, for instance, some tanks that shoot hash shells, like the Conqueror or something like that. And you have to be really afraid of these tanks, and you also don't want to take any big hits from tank destroyers. Now with Karl, you only face other Karls. So yeah, you don't have any tactics that you can pass. Basically, if two Karls see each other in battle and they spot each other and they start shooting at each other, it's just the one who gets the most damage done in a few amount of time. Because, well, yeah, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go into the gun. It has a 600 mm caliber gun. The gun is called Gun Mercer Karl. Yeah, and it's a fantasy gun, so 600 mm caliber gun. This is the biggest of the whole game, I think. Even T9, maybe the T92, I don't know. It has a 30 rate of fire. So that means that you shoot every 2 seconds, but it also has a 2 seconds aiming time. So every time if you shoot your gun and you have reloaded, you are ready to fire again. So that's very good. There's a 15 mm of average penetration, and the Karl itself only has 10 mm of hull armor, so it will be a guaranteed penetration most of the time. And if you penetrate, you do a 300 average damage, what's very good with HE shells. It has a 0.7 dispersion at 100 meters, but doesn't seem that good if you compare it to the other stats of the gun. But look at the size of the Karl. This tank is big. Let's take a look at the biggest tank what I have in my garage. What is the Jagdpanzer E100? Yeah. The hull of the Karl is the same size as the Jagdpanzer E100. So the cars are easy to hit though. Take a look at that. The cars are very easy to hit. So the dispersion at 0.7, even though it's pretty low in comparison to the other stats, it's almost a guarantee hit if you have the car in your sights. So then we have the engine. It's a 1200 horsepower engine. What's pretty good if you compare it to the weight to ton ratio, what is only 21 tons. So that's very good. 1200 horsepower engine. It has a speed limit of 70 kilometers an hour. This is a very maneuverable tank, but the problem is that you can't use your maneuverability because there are so many obstacles in the custom made map for the car. You always have to be turning, you have to stand still, etc. So you will never really use your speed to your advantage. It has a 10% chance of fire on impact, so that's very low though. But it also has very good maneuverability with the suspension Ketten Karl. It has a 50-ton weight limit, but you will never I don't know the English word, overshoot or something like that. It has 60 degrees per second turning time, so that's very good. This tank turns like hell. It's very fast, and it has a 750 millimeter 750 meters signal range on its radio. Also we have the crewman. It's just one crewman. It's the Unterfeldwebel Ranzau. I don't think the name is the same with other tanks, but as you can see, my crew skills are at 0%. You don't earn any experience nor credits on Karl. So by that you can't level up your crew member, so it will always be at 0%. If you receive the Karl, you receive the 100% crew member, but you will never level up. So I think it's no use or something like that to review the skills that you can use on the Karl, so let's skip that one. And let's get into the modules. It has a plus 25% to repair speed. Toolbox, I don't recommend to use this because the tracks will be never blown off in the call. The only critical hit what you can receive in a call is fire, and that's very low also, so don't use the toolbox. Plus 10% to aiming speed, yeah, but it's already pretty fast, so it's your choice. It's also very expensive, so I don't know, it's your choice. The coated optics, yes, I do recommend to use this because this is basically just a 1 versus 1 game mode where it's just like who can have the most damage in the shortest amount of time or something like that. Uh, Therefore I recommend for you to use coated optics, even though it has a 400-meter view range. There are lots of obstacles, and those obstacles block your view range. Therefore, you have a lesser view range or a smaller view range. And by the coated optics, you will boost this a little bit more, and maybe that little bit more will help you to get the first shot at them, and at least have the advantage that you have the first shot and maybe survive it. Also, camouflage net, these two combinations will be very good to have the first shot off, because with the camouflage net you reduce your detection chance, and if you reduce your detection chance, you will even have a more high chance to get the first shot off, or maybe even two shots off. Also, light spyliner, I recommend for you to use it because it has a plus 20% to armor protection from ramming explosions. Yeah, you will be surprised how many cars are ramming into each other, so light spawner is a must-have on the car. Also, because it's an SPG wars, everyone is shooting one type of ammunition, high explosives. And what do high explosives do? They explode. And with the light spyliner you have a plus 20% protection to explosions, so you want to use your light spyliner. The plus 10% to protection from crew and injuries is not really necessary because your crew member will never be injured, so that's good. Also, maybe you want to swap in the small first aid kit or something like that for 100 acetylene gasoline. It's just a habit for me to always have the med kit available, but I think it's better to use the 100 acetylene gasoline. I recommend also to use a manual fire extinguisher, because even though the fire rate is pretty low, it's still better to use the manual fire extinguisher. So that's it. Also, as there's a 1500 hit points, was pretty good. I will see you in the battle.
Time to roll out.
Alright, so welcome back to the battle, and as you can see, this is the call and battle. And if you want to know how the map is called, it's called Wall of Tanks, 8-bit Tales. Yeah, really creative there. Anyway, let's go into the battle itself. Also, forget what I said in the garage, that the car will never reach its top speed. It will. It just reaches 70 kilometers an hour very, very easily. So the horsepower and the engine, it's paying off though. But you can use the Karl as two different kinds of tanks. You can use it as an SPG, what I'm using now, or you can use it as a tank destroyer, what you will see during the course of the gameplay later on. Also, what you can't see from the stats is that the amount of range that this gun has is pretty low. It's only 150 meters, so that's not that good, because the map, even though it looks pretty small, is very big if you drive it with a smaller tank. This Karl just got raped. This Karl didn't have any chance. So here you see an example of the poor range of the gun. And I just wanted to shoot it and I just can't reach it. I really have to drive forward to finally reach the Karl. Also, the travel time of the shell is pretty low, so if there was a Karl moving at full speed, it will be almost impossible to hit, because you really have to guess it where it will land on later on. So here's a type of terrain features what I don't really get. There's a glitch in the replay system, what I can see here, but these two brick walls here, what you saw, these were not destroyed, so I can destroy the first two brick walls, but after that it will just bounce off. Maybe it's a glitch, I don't know. There is a glitch though in the replay system, I see. because when I played this game I could destroy the first 2 brick walls, but after that I couldn't anymore. And my team is just suiciding the whole time into the water, so I'm basically 1 versus 5. And there's another Karl. Can I hit him? I don't know what I'm doing here. See, it just bounces off. It's completely random. I don't know how this works. Maybe it's a glitch. I don't know. So I'm 1 versus 5 now. So I'm basically fucked, and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Imagine driving in this map with a normal tank. That would be pretty cool. They should add an option, or maybe there is an option to drive in a training mode. So now there are 3 calls remaining. That's pretty good though. And now I'm using as a tank destroyer, as you see, but I have no idea where they are because of the poor spotting range that you have on this map, because of the many structures. Oh, there we have a call. He's trying to break through.
Enemy
Luckily the
armor
Karl's
damaged.
turret is pretty big and I can hit him from here, although it doesn't seem to be interested in me. Or maybe it just can't hit me, I don't know. So, our base is being captured, so I have to return back. This is what I like. The flag is it kind of strategio style, if you know what the game strategy is. That there was a brick wall on it and you have to destroy it first. Now here's
Penetration.
another glitch
They're
in the
knocked
replay
out.
system, what I don't get, but these 2 bricks were destroyed. So I'm sorry for that, but I can't help it. So now I'm looking for the last 2 cars. Where are they? I don't seem to be... I can't see them. So I have no idea where I have to go now. And I'm like, are they left? Are they right? I don't know. I'm going to speed up this part because there's not really much happening now. Just me camping because I don't want to lose this game. Well, it doesn't really matter if you lose or win in these kinds of games, because
Enemy
the
armor is
stats will
damaged.
not count towards your regular stats.
Critical hit.
So this is what I mean with get the first 2 shots off. If you get the first 2 shots off, you will mostly be able to win versus the other Karl.
Critical
He
hit.
just bounced off, or did
Enemy
very little
armor is
damage. I
hit.
don't know how he did it.
Critical hit.
And there we
They're
go.
knocked out.
That was a pretty bad call though, because he missed 2 of his shots and I was right in front of them. I don't know how he just missed that shot, but anyway. Let's go searching that other call, and here's another glitch. I don't know what is wrong with this replay system, but there are seriously some... I don't know. Ah, there was the other call, and I only have 433 hit points left. And
That
I'm
was
using this
close.
tank now as an SPG, and the other Karl doesn't seem to notice that you also can use it as an SPG. So there he is, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? Luckily, the other Karls shoots away the cover, and there is another glitch again, and I kill them, and I won the battle for the team, even though my whole team just suicided into the water. Yeah, those blue things, this is water, so don't drive into it like me the first game. Anyway, let's go into the garage and have a little bit more talking about this tank. So let's go. Welcome back to the garage. Also for your history bus here you have the historical details of the Karl. Also, this is not historical details. Karl was never produced before someone is going to believe me. But anyway, the Karl is a World War II German self-propelled siege mortar. It was the first largest self-propelled gun to see service. 7 guns were built. It was used in attacking enemy fortresses and fortified positions. That's why it has such a big gun. So now you know that. Also, it's based on the 8-bit tales, and let me show you here very quick with my SPGs that it doesn't count up towards your stats. So if you lose or win a game, it doesn't matter on the Karl. So that's it. I can't really say much about the Karl itself. It also doesn't have an exterior. So let me end this video. So demonstration rules, and you can choose a tank for my garage. What do you want me to see review next? Place it in the comments below, and also try to check out my channel. Um, before you comment on my video. So that's it. Next week I'm going to do the M4 Sherman. The M4 Sherman is a 105 with a 105mm howitzer. It's one of my favorite tanks. Also have 60% win rate. What's the highest of all the tanks that I used. The 105mm howitzer is just great for the enemy team. So that's it, and I'll see you next time.